Hello, this is Terry, and thanks for joining me for the second part of installing my GPS module. I went out and did testing today, and the first test that I did was to just make sure it works. If you look at the top center, you'll see a directional arrow. That was one of the things I was testing, and it's pointing back to me. I'm right up under that tree, and I can also see the number of satellites I'm connected to. One thing I noticed as I was flying around is that the number of satellites is going to be dropping below 6. It will start blinking just like it did there. And then when I recover, get 6 back, I start getting my directional arrow. It takes, seems like it takes a few seconds even after I get 6 to actually get the right direction. But once I've got 6 or more, and for a few seconds later, that directional arrow seems to work really great. What I'm doing here is just flying close to myself, just rotating around myself and taking a look at the distance to home on the bottom right. And I actually got to 0. I was right over myself, and from what I could tell, that was the proper distance. Then I did some speed runs, and my speed is going to be indicated on the bottom left there. And this is the first speed run. I'm opening it up, and looks like I've got close to probably a little over 60 there. Another speed run coming up, probably 63, something like that. Another speed run, and this time I got to about 64. My statistics showed me a speed run I was getting about 66 miles per hour, which is pretty good. I do believe that. I think that's right. Then I started doing my testing my GPS rescue. I went into the OSD, checked out procedure, and changed it to GPS rescue mode in my failsafe. I went ahead and saved that and rebooted. And now I am in GPS rescue whenever I flip my switch. So I'm going to go out and I'm taking a look at the number of satellites, see if the direction home makes sense, which it does. I was going due south of myself. And in a second or so, I'm going to switch from air mode, and I'll go into rescue mode. It immediately flipped around, it climbed, and then it started heading toward me. I can see myself there, and then at a certain distance, it leveled off. And on the bottom right, you can see where I'm descending, and my airspeed is going down on the bottom left. As soon as I could hear the drone over me, I switched back to manual mode. I went back to air mode, took a quick look down, and I was over me. Here's another test. I did it again, and it worked fine. It flipped around. This time with about 15 satellites. It headed right toward me. Again, it leveled off, decreasing speed, decreasing altitude, and until I could hear my drone over me, I took control back, took a look, and yes, it was over me again. Now I slowed this segment down because I had an issue and couldn't figure out what it was. But if you'll notice, I've got less than 6 satellites and it's blinking. The arrow back home is correct, no problem. And I'm going to go ahead and do a test, so I'm going to switch it to a GPS rescue in just a second. There you go. I'm going to turn around to myself. I'm climbing. The number of satellites still blinking, and all of a sudden this happens. I fail safe, and I head to the ground. I wasn't sure at the time what was going on, but after I watched the videos, I've got to have more than 5 satellites connected for it to work. Doing a test just to make sure this time. It worked this time. I had 17 satellites. It turned around to my destination or origin. It speeding toward me. It's going to level off. It's going to just start descending. The airspeed is going to go down. And I let it come down toward me until I can hear it really good. Also looking at the feet above me. Then I'll take a quick glance down to see. Last test here. I'm going to go check this one more time. Just to make sure that that one problem, at the time I didn't know what it was. I'm going without with 17 satellites. I switched to rescue mode. I turn around I'm going to speed to myself, and then I'm going to level off this time again, dropping down airspeed, dropping down in altitude, and I'm going to go back to manual, look down. Oh, I see myself down there. I'm right over myself, and I'll take a look at some final statistics here. It's showing the airspeed and the max speed that I went here, and it seemed to work pretty good. I may test some more, but I think it's well worth having this GPS rescue. Thanks for watching.